Shabbat Shalom. Welcome back. Friday evening. Welcome. Feeling the freshness of this new year. In the email I sent out earlier today, I noted how strange it is to have a new year in the midst of winter. I think our Jewish New Year happening in fall or the other New Years that happen in the spring makes so much more sense. But having a secular New Year in the middle of winter is so strange because nothing is really changing. It just feels like frost, and then unseasonably warm days happen, and it's a little hard to know where you stand in time. But in this new year, we're just starting to begin to anticipate some of the new growth that is possible, looking ahead towards spring, which still far off, but in time, we'll get there. So we're going to start with this melody for Higale Na that Joel and I sung a lot at the beginning when we were still leading Kabbalat Shabbat from our home, and then now filled out with so many more voices. And the line we'll sing is just this first line of the last stanza. Higale na ufros chaviv alai et sukat shlomach. Reveal yourself, beloved. Reveal yourself and spread over us, over me, this shelter of peace. Asking just to be able to behold God's presence and for that to feel like comfort, for that to feel like the comfort of a warm blanket. So I invite you to sing with us. Moving into Shabbat, one psalm at a time, one song at a time. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, Adonai. ומלאכת הכל אלוהים. On the bottom of page 12. Arba'im Shana Akud Bedo Vahomar Am Toei Levavhem Vehem Lo Yadu Derachai Asher Nishbati V'api Imivun El Menuchati Shir Hadash Shir Ladonai Kol Haaretz Ladonai Shemo Basru Miyom Yom Yeshuato Zapru B'Goyim Kivodo B'Chol Ha'amim Nifleotah Ki Gadol Adonai U'el Me'od Norahu Al Elohim Kikol Elohim Ha'ahi Benirim V'Hadonai Shamayim Asa Horadai Lehivana Uzbetiferet B'mikdasho Havul Adonai Mishpechot Amim Havul Adonai Kavod Havul Adonai Kavod Shemo Zahu Mincha U'lechatzrota Yishtachelu Adonai B'chadra Kodesh Ilu Mipanav Kol Haaretz Yimru B'Goyim Adonai Melav Atikon Tevel Ba'al Timot Yaminamim V'misharim Yismechu Hashamayim V'tager Haaretz Yirah Hayam U'Elohim Yalo Sadai V'chol Asher Bo Az Yiranenu L'Asiyah B'nei Adonai Ki Ba Yishbot Haaretz Yishbot Tevel V'tzedek V'hamim V'emunato Adonai Malach Takil Haaretz. We have a screen set up right here to our lower right, so if it ever looks like we're looking down, it's because we're looking at y'all. And I see Remy clapping her hands and dancing. I think that's Remy on the screen. And I see Ella moving. So as much movement, it's so good. And I feel like in some way, like the visual of each other's movement is in kind of standing in replacement for being able to hear our voices in unison right now. Because we can't all unmute and sing together, but we can see each other and be in this kind of visual tapestry together. And so we can really turn our bodies in a way into vessels of song. And I invite you just to sway, to move, to clap, to let your body open and be moved. We're on page 16. Shama Batisma Sion Vatagelna Benot Yehuda Leman Mishpatecha Adonai Ki Ata Adonai Elyon Al Kol Haaretz Meod Na'aleita Al Kol Elohim Uhavei Adonai Sinura Shomer Nafshot Chasidav Miyad Reshaim Yatzilem Ur Zarua Latzadik Ul Yisrael Simcha Simchu Tzadikim Badonai V'hodu L'zecher Kodsho Niflaot Asah Yalo Yamino Uzro Kodsho Hodia Adonai Yeshuato Lehene Hagoyim Gilat Simchato Zachar Chaso Ve'emunato Lebeit Yisrael Ra'u Kol Asei Haaretz Et Yeshuat Eloheinu Hariu Ladonai Kol Haaretz Yitzchu Ve'ranenu V'zameru Zamru Ladonai Bechinor V'kol Simah V'chatzot V'kol Shabbat Hariu Hivnei Hamelech Adonai Yireh U'lo Tevel V'yosheva V'harogim Cha'otav Yachad Harim Yirayenu V'pnei Adonai Kira V'shvot haaretz Yishvot tevel v'tzedek Ve'anim ve'sharim Nay 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 Adonai Malach Yirkesu Ami. Picking up at the bottom of page 20 with Romamu. Romamu means to lift up, to get higher and higher and holier and closer. So we brought the energy way up, Now we're going to bring it back down a little bit. Turning to Ana B'Koach on page 22. This prayer, some Kabbalists believe that this prayer itself is a name for God. These words themselves are in a way just trying to bring a sense of holiness into the space here and now, with strength, with yearning, with asking for what we need. So we'll take this time to offer prayers of healing for everyone who is sick, anyone in the hospital now, anyone who is recuperating. And so we're going to sing this melody, this favorite, this classic, Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach, and we'll sing the first verse, and then we'll pause just for guitar, and in that space, invite you to share the names of the people that you're praying for tonight in the chat. You can whisper them, bring them into the space. Mishe Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Amen. So before we turn to Lachadodi, I want to share a little bit of reflection on this week's parsha, on Vayechi, the final parsha of Sefer Breshit, the book of Genesis. But first, a quick story. Last night, Joel and I had very low-key New Year's Eve, as probably everyone did. And we had a little Zoom party with a couple of my girlfriends from rabbinical school and their partners. And my friend who planned the party is a big planner, and so every couple had to plan their own activity. And our activity really built off Joel's skills. One of Joel's big skills is building fires. And so our activity was kind of a cathartic moment of sort of a ritual incinerating of all of the on strips of paper, all the things from 2020 that we wanted to just burn away. And so we had the fire pit, and we wrote things on paper, and we tossed, old worn-out masks into the fire, and then we set the smoke alarm off, and it was glorious. And it came from this place of just wanting to burn it all and be done and have that feeling of bye-bye 2020. But I think in that desire to just burn it all up, we miss the ability to ask, what do we want to carry forward with us from this year that so many would just love to shove in a cupboard and leave behind? And so this is the question I want to pose to you. Many of you have been reflecting on this already because we've all been asking it, but what do you want to carry forward with you into 2021? And I want to share these words of Torah inspired by my friend Rabbi Rachel Nussbaum, who's in Seattle. Because she says this question of what are we going to carry forward with us is connected to this parsha as well. At length, Joseph says to his brothers at the very final closing verses that he is about to die, and that when he passes from this earth, that they should bury his bones in Egypt. And then one day, a long time, many generations from then, once they finally make their way out of Egypt into the promised land, that they should take up his bones and carry his bones out with them so that he can finally be laid to rest with all of his fathers and mothers in Eretz Yisrael. And so the last lines of Genesis say that Joseph died and was embalmed and was placed in a coffin in Egypt. And for those of you that joined us for a little bit of text study last Saturday, we learned about this biblical character of Serach bat Asher, the only named granddaughter of Jacob, who survives well beyond her father and her uncles, and lives until the time of Moses, right when the Israelites are about to leave Egypt, and has to fulfill her uncle's promise that they made to him that they would take out Joseph's bones when they left Egypt. And Serach is the only person who knows where Joseph is buried. And so she points Moses to where the bones are located. And the Midrash says that the bones are carried out in the coffin right alongside the Aron HaKodesh, the coffin, so to speak, the casket, the box that carried the Ark of the Covenant, the tablets of the covenant. And that the entire time the Israelites are traveling through the desert, they have these two boxes with them, Echad shel met ve'echad shel shechina, the one of the dead and the one of God's presence, side by side. And this image I find so striking, that the whole time the Israelites are going through the desert, they've got the ark, of course, but they've also got these bones in a casket. And so what does it mean that all of the time when they're leaving Egypt, they're schlepping around Joseph's bones? And in Hebrew, Rabbi Nussbaum teaches us this phrase, Atzmot Yosef, the bones of Joseph, has a kind of double meaning. It has the literal meaning, the obvious meaning. To carry around a casket of bones is to carry around a representation of death and of loss. And there's a heaviness to this. But there's also the sense of etzem, the essence, that the Israelites are also carrying around Joseph's spiritual essence, his essential nature. Maybe this was his quality of dreaming, or maybe some of the life lessons he learned as he matured with his brothers. And so I think there's a parallel for us, too, as we leave this year behind, that we're also carrying these two caskets. We are forever carrying with us the Atzmot Hashana, the bones of this year that we have just left. All of the skeletons, all of the grief and the weight of this year that we have to take forward with us, weighed down forever with what we have learned this year, and the heaviness that it has brought us to. And at the same time, we're carrying with us all of the positive essence that we've learned, all of the discoveries about our own inner strength and our resilience as individuals, as communities, and as a society, all of the skills that we've worked on, all of the ways that we have been forever changed by this past year. And so Joseph, while he's still alive in the moments right at the end of his life, he foreshadows for his family that things are going to get darker before they get better. They aren't going to have it easy in Egypt after Joseph passes from the earth, as we turn to the chapters of Exodus. And for us too, things aren't just going to magically get better now that we're in 2021. We know that some pretty dark days lay ahead, but hopefully soon we can break free of these constraints and carry with us the atzamot, the bones and the essence, to be able to strengthen us as we go ahead. And so I want to offer this prayer, the prayer that we close every book of Torah with, which is Chazak, Chazak v'nichazek. May we be strengthened, may we be strong through getting closer to our essence, through holding our grief, and through bundling it all up and carrying it with us. So as we sing Lechadodi, maybe pay particular attention to these lines that are also about thinking about what we're carrying, lifting up, rising up from the destruction. Kumi tzei mitocha hafecha, lifting up, maybe somewhat looking backward at where we've come from, but very much looking forward to where we're going next, even in the unknown. We'll turn to 23. I invite you to sing with us.
Shabbat nekabela, shamur bezachor betibur echad, ishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem ol tiferet ve'litila, lecha dodi, lecha dodi. Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela. קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומיהורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. Join us. דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, a song for Shabbat. Tov le'odot l'Adonai u'lesamer l'shimcha elyon, להגיד בבוקר עשתך. Hod ינון בשיבה, דשנים ורעניים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא הבלת בו. אדוני מלך גאות לביא. מקולות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני, עדותך נמנו מאוד, לביתך נאווה קודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. We turn to Mourner's Kaddish, page 30, as we remember recent losses in our community. Kenneth Robert Lewis, Muriel Greenblatt, Jerry Rosenblum, David Seidman, and Adele Roche, as well as the yahrzeits of Irving Buchalter, Maurice Jean Buchalter, Sonny Merlin Epstein, Anne Feinstein, Sarah Greenberg, Joan Horwitz, Andrew Kahn, Isaac Leff, Shirley Rubenstein Lobel, and Harold Mosinger. Yehi zichronam livracha. May their memories be blessings. Join me, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich machutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'cho be'Yisrael b'agala v'isman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'elam u'lamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudsha bricho. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Happy Friday. It's really good to be here. So I am going to hand it over to the Dunner household as Emily leads us in Kiddush and as Gail gives us some announcements.
יום השישי, ויאכלו שמם בארץ וכל צבאם, ויאכל יום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבו ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים יום השביעי קדש אותו, כי בו שבע מקום מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות, סביב נרותיי. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshonu mitzvotav v'ratzav ba'anu, v'shavah kadsho v'avav ratzoni chilanu. Zikaron l'maseh Bereshit, Yom techila l'mikraya kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, v'yavai ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
To do announcements too. You're unmuted, Mommy. You're unmuted. She said announcements also.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. And happy New Year. Also, it's I hope everyone is stayed inside and are nice and cozy and dry today. Couple of things just as we enter into the new year, as you open the next page in your proverbial calendar and get into January. A couple of things to make sure that you have on your calendar. One is you should have all received a postcard for a save the date for Rabbi Lauren's installation, which will be at the last Shabbat of January. It'll be a Brit Kihila, where we enter in a covenant with her. It's the first time Or Hadash is actually ever doing an installation, so it's going to be very cool. It'll be a whole Shabbat of events. So with Friday night, we're going to go ahead and do the breakout Shabbat dinners again, like we did on Hanukkah, which turned out to be a really wonderful thing. And then there'll be Saturday morning services, and then culminating with a Havdalah event that will be produced for the evening on Saturday night. So make sure you have all that on your calendar, ready to go. There will also be just a lot of learning opportunities in the new year. So I invite you to add one thing that maybe you haven't participated in to date. Jean Rubel is going to be doing a trope class. There's going to be stream, I forget what it's called now, that it's going to be done by the USCJ. There's an educational thing with various sessions led by various rabbis and other teachers that are going to be going on starting at the end of January into February. So I invite you to sign up for those things. Thank you for filling out the questionnaire. Many of you have, but we also have still opportunity for you to share your voices with your thoughts about the congregation. It's really helpful as we're putting together our kind of branding and the way that we're going to be communicating in the next year. And with that, we want to wish you all a very happy New Year and a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you. And I'll just say for any of you who would be interested in chanting from the Megillah for Purim this year, Jean's 11 a.m. class is starting this Sunday that is going to be teaching people how to chant Megillah tropes. So if that intrigues you, this Sunday is your day. It's not too late. And tomorrow morning at Shabbat morning services, we're going to have our guest, our Shinshin, Yuval Lapidot, is going to come, and he'll be at Friday night services next week, but tomorrow morning it's a good chance to meet Yuval. He is full of energy and excitement and ideas for how to bring more of a deep, his own deep personal relationship with Israel to Or Hadash and his own lived experience and wisdom. So we're really thrilled to be able to have him amongst us. So looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and of course next week too. So I want to bless us so you can gather in people close to you, and we'll bless all of us in the names of our ancestors, Ephraim, Menashe, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Rebecca. Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Yisimchem Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. Yisimchem Elohim ke'Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Holy One bless you and keep you safe and healthy. May she shine her light on you and be gracious to you. May God lift up God's face toward you and grant you peace. Amen. Amen. Shabbat shalom. And we'll close with this song.
Da 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 da
Thank you. Thank you. And Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Thank you, Luna, Flavio, Dora, Amy, Joel. Everybody in the back making it sound good and look good. Woo! Shabbat Shalom.
Milk on, baby.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And turn it.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Check us out.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy New Year.
Shabbat Shalom.
How do we leave?
Happy New Year.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy New
Okay.
Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Great.
Happy New Year.
Leave.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy New Year.
Hi, Granny.
Shabbat Shalom.
What was that?
Oh, that's
Huh?
Good Johnny.
Heard
Oh,
something
yeah,
about a
there's Johnny.
banana.
Where's Em and Hannah?
Mom, check out Jonah's hair.
I'm
Ooh,
trying to
Jonah, nice.
see him. I can't find him.
I got a haircut today.
Where is he?
Emma.
You'll have to send me a picture.
Love you.
Oh, there you are.
Bye.
Happy
New
New
Year. Happy New Year.
Lovely.
He's still muted.
You muted.
Yeah, I
Such
believe
a
he's
lot of
muted.
hair.
Hi, Emma. What? Oh, there's Sylvia.
Yay.
Hi, Sylvia. You're muted.
Hi, Sylvia and Joe.
Shalom.
Here's Hannah.
Oh, there's Emma and Hannah. Oh, wow, she lost a tooth.
Oh,
No.
Emma lost a tooth.
same one.
Ah.
Oh, it's the same one. Okay.
Good to see everybody. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Shabbat
Good to see you
shalom.
all. All right. Have a good night. We're gonna put these monsters to bed.
War.
What are you doing?